This is Die Sporting Network.
Second half about to get underway here, and Howard is down by 8 in this one, the 2 seed over the 5, probably the 5 seed, seeding wise anyway. Let's look well in the first half. I think defensively, they've guarded the 3-point shot well. Kennedy inside, and I think they've jumped it off from Howard. They got to weather this first couple minute storm here in this one. Massenberg inside and gets it in. 25-17. They swing it back over. Nice here, Kennedy. Step back. And off the back, no good. And back. 25-17 affair. Deep 3. That should stay with Polly. And it will. 6:59 here left in the third. Close. I agree with the call, though. It stays with Polly. With the jumper, a little tip and miss, offensive rebound, and a late whistle. We got a jump ball, late whistle. What we got? I think we got a foul call. That's what we got. 6:50 left here in the third. Holly up by 6. Back to game action here. 5:48 left here in the third. Blocking foul. Is that her third team foul? Green one on the foul tip. Howard has not lost since the postseason of 2019. They're getting tested in this one right now. That tipped a miss. Kennedy back. Bounce pass. Oh, wow. Got away with a walk there, I believe. Inside. Clark couldn't get it in. Kennedy fakes off the bounce. And shooting 2. Shot foul coming up for Kennedy, the junior. 5:05 left, 30-19 lead here. Back here to game action. Here comes Clark. Clark lost the handle to nice share. She got fouled from behind. That's the 13th foul Polly, so the foul's starting to move up the ladder like a cliffhanger. Price is Right game here a little bit. 4:52. Here left in the third. It's a 10-point lead here for Polly. The thing about Howard, though, folks, they can come back. Hurry, from the end of this, you got to keep going on the offensive end. They have missed some shots. Inside, shooting 2. It's Miss Chicago. Come on, that's it. We'll say what you would think free throws, right? First shot, the rattle in the home. Kennedy right now with 7. She's trying to make it 8. shot clock at 20. Timeout by Pollard. 8-point lead here for the Lady Engineer. Back here to game action. Holly still up 8. And Ms. Lowry with the basketball here. 4:20 left in the third. Inside. Woo, that was hot. That was a hot baked potato and it got turned over. Nice here. That was almost a foul. Scott goes back to Kennedy's hands. Now swings it. Scott for 3. Point goes out. Kennedy with the offensive rebound. It stays with Howard. Jumper, Kennedy hits. We got a 6-point game again. Shots coming up. We'll be right back in that case. Back here to game action. Engineers here. Up 10. Lowry gets it off the pass, floats it up. No good. Offensive rebound. Got it back. 2-pointer. Got it. From the 2. Holly up 12. For Howard, again, this is kind of territory they haven't seen in quite some time. Saved it, stepped out. Holly gets it back with 1:36 left here in the third. It should go back to Polly. It will. The Engineers defensively had a great game. They're going to continue it. 1:20 left. There in the third. Pull-up jumper. Yes. Polly's putting it on now, baby. 39-24 leads a 15-point advantage. Howard's up against it now. Travel! And the ball back to Polly. 1:02 left. We'll be back at the end of the third. Back here to game action. 55 seconds and counting left in the third. Drive. Assenberg couldn't nail it there, and it's going back to Howard. In the final game in 2019 and 2016. On a run here for the Engineers. They're trying to finish the run. Feeder for 3. No. We got the shot clock off. Massenberg to the basket. I thought I had one was going to call it, well it wasn't. 41-24. Foul. Don't you notice they got knocked out? There was a foul. Good foul on Howard. 10.7 left here in the third. Asia Murray. 4 trying to get their first ever girls championship. And they are 8 minutes away from doing so. Fourth quarter here from College Park coming up. Fourth quarter underway. College Park Poly is up by 17. Lowry for 2. Off the back, no good. We got a scrum there. Howard's going to retain possession. This is a hell ball. Clark was looking for that 3. She had 15. She leads all scores. Check the miss. Nice offensive rebound by Holiday. Johnson. Long pass over to Lowry. On the shot clock. Good time on it. Drive. The float off the glass. Hit it. Clark with 17. And the lead now back to 17 again. Lost it. Over. Back. That's a 3. Yes! And the lead to 20. And the Poly faithful almost seeing the finish line. Timeout for Howard. Back to game action. The lead back to 20 here. Nice year, that's over the rim. Deep 3, yes! Lowry nailed it. And that's a blocking foul. Title. And it's 2:49. Back here to game action. Time is the enemy on Howard now. And I know for Howard, disappointment here. Inside, no. Offensive rebound. Yonsick, she gets it in. She has 15 now. I'm sorry, she has 13 now. Tied with Kennedy. They both leading scores for Howard. The Bear Clark. Clark. Crossover dribble. Floats it up, no good, and a foul is called. It's going to be the 17th foul on Howard. It's going to be 2 shots. 2:08 left remaining. Right here, the game action. 59-35 game. It's been all Poly here in this 4th quarter. Howard's undefeated streak is going to come to an end. And it's been a great streak for Howard. He's not able to get to the championship. 4A, driving down back to 3A, and it looks like they can bring the bench in here. Shot clock running down. Snatched away. Back comes Kennedy. Kennedy lays it in. 9:37. One thing about Howard, they will have their top 2 complement players returning next season, but this is it. Scott, number 23, and a couple other their seniors as well. Two shots coming. 105 love. We're back with the finish. Back here to game action. We're coming down the stretch now. The coronation for Poly here. That's a foul. It's going to be Poly's 16th foul here. Poly has a junior Leighton team. They're going to be back next year as well to defend this 3A crown. Swings it. Turns it over. Inside, no. Coming down the line now. Held ball, it'll go back to Poly. Able piece. This year lost twice to the 4A champion Weston. They had a loss to St. Francis as well. We got to do them in the She-Got game early in the year as well, and they had a great moments. Got to do Howard last week. Seen him against Mercy as well here on DSN, and I tell you, what a moment here for Poly. Kennedy has it. She's fouled. It's unnecessary foul. They're going to shoot the 1-on-1. We'll stay with you. It's kind of inevitable foul there. Kennedy comes out of the game. What a competitor she is. She'll be back for her senior campaign. And a dominating fashion, 60-37. The Lady Engineers in their season at a record of 18-3. Howard, for the first time since 2019, will suffer defeat. They're going to go to 19-1 in the year. 19-1 to end out their season. Trophy presentation and all that good fun is coming up at you. And the post-game press conference as well. We'll be right back. Howard, season ends 19-1. They had undefeated seasons the last couple of times they've been able to play. But tonight was Poly's night. They was able defensively to really take Howard out their game. They get the 3A runner-up trophy on the girls' end. The last couple times with Poly, they've been so close. But now the Engineers can face being the champions of 3A for the first time ever. They lost in this final the last couple of years. Ready to play in it. Then on to Frederick. Now the Lady Engineers. Tasting the 3A girls title. It's like they've counterpart the boys over the last couple of years before this season.
Amelia Overton. Brianna Pope.
Big one until now. Yeah, y'all do gotta turn around. Turn around. Go, turn around. Turn around. Turn around. Yeah. I think you lost that battle. I think you lost that battle.
All right, Polly, I need you guys to turn around and face the fans, please. Don't come this way.
Turn around.
Come this way.
There you go. There you go. Postgame here, Polly. We have both press conferences coming up with Polly and Howard, respectfully.
Scott, just general thoughts.
I thought Polly played great. All credit to them. I thought they played great. They shot really well. That's pretty much all I can say. They all credit to Kendall. She had them prepared, and I thought they played a great game.
What did they do to you defensively that gave you so much trouble?
They played. It's a matchup zone. We knew that. We had practiced against it. So we tried to get some movement and so forth. And they just did a really good job. They really overshadowed Gabby Scott, and it's a matchup zone. This is what they played.
And Coach, I know a lot of your offensive success this season has been feeding it to Megan inside early on and then playing an inside-out game from there, and they did a really good job early on just denying entries to the post. Just what did you notice about the challenges that they did covering Megan, particularly early on?
Yeah, I mean, they've got great size, and they've got, their girl Massimer, she's a shot blocker. And the thing about them, which, I worried about going in, watching them, is that if they play like 10, 12 players, they have great depth, so they can really wear you down. And that, it's credit to them. They've got a great program. So, they've got really good size inside. We try to tell them to pump fake, et cetera. And they did a really good job defensively. Like I said, they match up. We tried to run motion because they match up against you. I've watched them a whole lot of video, and that's pretty much how they play. We have a great player like Girl Pryor. She was able to break down the defense. We just weren't able to do that. Like I said, all credit to them. They just played a great all-around game.
How much do you think you guys can look back? Obviously you're disappointed tonight, but kind of look back at this kind of run that you guys had of 44 straight wins, and kind of be proud of what you guys accomplished with that.
I mean, I think at this point, that's all you can do is be proud. I mean, we had a great group of girls 2 years ago, and we have a great group of girls now. We just didn't get the outcome that we wanted, and we're going to keep pushing for that.
We can talk a little bit about the matchups on the guards. It seemed like they pushed out on you guys and gave you guys a little trouble too, as well as being able to hold Megan and Gabby in check.
This was definitely, the most adversity that we've seen throughout the whole season, and I just think that we could have probably reacted to it a better way, but it didn't happen.
And Gabby, you had those back-to-back buckets early in the third quarter that cut the lead to 6, and then they went on an 11-0 run the last 3 minutes to kind of take control of the game from there. Just what did you notice, if anything changed during that period that kind of stifled you guys on both ends of the floor?
Our energy was definitely up after those, but we just had to get back on defense, and they took advantage of some transition buckets, foul shots. They could shoot the ball really well, and it's just something to learn from at this point.
It seemed to throw you guys off a little bit at times because I noticed a couple, like maybe 3 passes that were just kind of thrown away. Somebody wasn't in the right place. That's very uncharacteristic for you guys.
Yeah, it's a really different, it's a very different setting. College court, all the noise and stuff. I think some people could have got caught up in all that. It was definitely a change. Something we could have came back from that, but I think that kind of just deterred us a little bit, I would say.
And then we weren't used to really good girls who can shoot lights out, because all of our other seasons we had more of an advantage and we were more dominant on the court. So shooting Kendall and leaving them open for just a second, they would make 3 after 3, and nobody would get back on our rebound, so we would get killed. And they were a really great free throw shooting team, so that also added, so they never missed. So all of those free buckets they got really hurt us in the game. So.
And Coach, as you see, looking at the stat sheet, is anything on there that really stands out?
I mean, no, like I said, all credit to them. They really shot the ball well. Their guards are good. They were able to get separation on us, and we just didn't have. We kept saying we didn't have our best shooting game, that's for sure. And they made their shots. Like I said, they have a lot of depth. They can bring players off the bench. I knew 5 was a really good shooter. So that's the only thing that stands out to me. We 14 for 48. That's just not good. That's all credit to Polly for the great matchup zone.
And Gabby, for you being a senior, I know we've talked a lot this year about the added motivation entering this year after what happened 2 years ago. And I know obviously not the result you wanted tonight, but just when you reflect back on this season and the team as a whole, what are you going to remember most and what are you most proud of?
I'm just so proud of this team. What makes us different is that we're a family. A lot of other teams don't have that, and I think our chemistry is just so unmatched. So that's the most important part of this year. Last question.
Mighty quick, just wanted to mention, seeing y'all throughout the last couple of years, just talk about how COVID has affected y'all, and y'all definitely say y'all definitely a family, and how y'all stayed together during that and throughout this run.
Well, COVID affected us 2 years ago, as you guys know, and I think we would have probably gotten to the state finals that year, and just not having that, not being there for the people that coming back, it just kind of helped us be motivated, but also we didn't have the same, like, we weren't here. I don't know what I'm saying. It's okay.
All right.
How much
Talk about that. I mean, you guys were undefeated 2 years ago. You know, kids, graduated, and you guys start the season. There's a 3-week stoppage.
Yeah, it's been a tough couple of years. I mean, I think, we've pretty much had a totally different cast of characters this year. 2 years ago, Gabby was in, we started back. Gabby Kennery came off the bench here. So it's been an interesting couple of years. I do think Howard County, I think not playing last year was really a detriment to basketball, period. And I get the reasons. But I think that it was hard. We saw it particularly at the beginning of the year that we had a 3-week break, because of COVID. And again, I understand the reasons. I'm not questioning that. But when you miss a year and then you miss 3 weeks during the season, I think the coach can relate to this. That it's hard. But I'm so proud of these girls. They've been a great group all year. It's just a great group to coach and such a nice group of girls. I'm proud of them. So.
How much do you think getting a taste of a loss for like the first time in a while? How much do you think you can learn from this and this kind of motivate you coming back next year?
We can definitely reflect a lot on this. I mean, definitely on defense. Now we know we can't just come out on teams like this and just get a 10-0 lead and just be gone for the rest of the game. We actually have to play, and we have to be used to different energy like this in the building. Like sometimes our energy was kind of down, our student section, it was kind of quiet. We're not used to that, but we just have to learn from it. Just gotta learn from it.
We gotta, because of our season so far, I believe, we've been always active, and we're always used to play our hardest, but we have to get used to teams that are gonna be a challenge for us, and they're super aggressive at the start, and we can't let them get this big lead or just let them get these free points on us. We have to stay in the game and attack them right off the bat instead of getting a 20-point lead, letting them get a 20-point lead on us. So yeah, we just gotta prepare ourselves for next year. So
Nobody's perfect. I mean, they're a great team though. All credit to them. They played hard. They played harder than any team that we've seen this year, and I think that's really what made us lose.
Yeah. It hurt to lose those tournaments and things where you could have seen more.
Yeah, I mean,
more teams
we
with different
lost.
styles.
We lost Coach Al's tournament. We were supposed to play Murray from DC in the first round, and so we lost some games against good competition. But again, I'm not going to make any excuses. Polly just played great today, but yeah, that would have been nice to have that. But again, I can't give Polly enough credit. Coach Kendall, she's built a great program there. She's done a great job.
Congratulations on all your success. Thank you.
Thank you.
And Coach.
Y'all see what I gotta do.
Yeah. Kendall, you got all thoughts?
It's worth it.
General thoughts? Nothing general. Thank God. What's it like after all these trips?
Yeah.
To finally have that big trophy.
My first finals was against Scott, so it's kind of poetic for the one that I went to be against him too. He changed rules, I didn't. So he had quite a few kids on his team before from his AAU program. From my AAU program, and same thing this time. One of his kids we coached through AAU as well. But it's just been beautiful to watch them remain resilient through a pandemic. And most of these young ladies were freshmen. One wasn't even in high school yet, so she's technically a freshman, but a 10th grader. So they were on the 2020 team. and they were eager and ready to travel to Towson on March the 11th. So I'm just glad that we stayed together and that we gelled at the right time to do this together.
The defense inside was spectacular. Can you two talk a little bit about the job you did in there against 23 and 25, especially 25?
Well, the past few games, my girl Trent had some trouble on the inside. Getting foul calls. It wasn't even, listen. She was getting a lot of fouls on the inside, so we was just trying to play straight up defense, and so we could stay in the game. We didn't want to come out the game. So we know if we had foul trouble, we had to get out there. We did a good job.
What was tough about them that you guys had to be careful of?
I would say coming to help on the other side, because usually in our previous games we'd be a little late for the second help. But this time, we was there this time. It was my first game. I was on time every time. So, but yeah, that was really it. We just wanted to stick together. Communication was the best thing for us this time, and just being there for each other was the best thing.
Ken, as a defense first coach, you have to be so proud of the effort because you guys were lightning quick on every Howard pass because they like to move the ball around and get to the cutters. There was always a person there really arms up, hands out, defending.
CM Wright and Howard were probably the best ball movement teams that we've seen. CM Wright, because they're so small, had to move the ball very well. So we got a taste of it the other day. They had quite a few shooters. Howard had pretty much 2 or 3 shooters as well that we wanted to be there when they caught the ball. So just making sure that close out to defend, close out to make sure that you're not allowing middle penetration, those kinds of things. Those are the things that are points of emphasis that we talked about all year.
Tabria, after they cut the deficit to 6 with about 3.5 minutes left in the third quarter, you had a couple buckets and you guys as a team went on an 11-0 run the last 3 minutes of the quarter and seemed to really take control of the game from there and didn't look back. Just what did you notice change, if anything, during that stretch that allowed you to build the lead and then not give it up the rest of the way?
Really the whole game, I feel like that defense was so spread. So once they went on that run and they started to pick up the momentum, we just knew we had to start attacking and hitting up the open shots because once again the defense was spread. Like they was giving us everything that we wanted. So we just had to take advantage of it, and that's what we did once they went on that run.
Hey, Kel, talk about your shooting. I think that was kind of a big igniter for you guys today.
I think that's just like my favorite thing to do. I like to shoot a lot, and even if I miss, I shoot.
That's how it should be, right? Yeah. It should be.
Can you talk a little bit about her emergence this year as a shooter? Because I think it's come through the year that she's become more comfortable and much better shooter.
So I guess coming into the beginning of the year, she was playing at the varsity level, playing from middle school. So when you're playing a lot of AAU and stuff, you're playing people your same age. But then when you get on the court with everybody in high school, it kind of takes you a little bit to get relaxed and get comfortable and choose your shots and know what selection you have. And then we had quite a few injuries at the beginning of January when we first came back from that 2-week layoff. So she got baptized by fire pretty much. So she had to play. And she was one of the guards that kind of held us down through so many being hurt that I just kind of rolled with it. She showed potential and she showed the commitment of being a starter.
And just talk about your bench play today. Asia, Ariana, Taylor, Rihanna, Jordan McLean got some time.
So I know some people kind of move things along and say, well, this one is a 6th man or a 7th man, or I really try to pay attention to the complexion of the game before I make decisions about who gets what or who goes where. So if you're looking at trying to scout us, it's probably really difficult because I don't even always know. So they get hot on different days. I mean, Taylor got super hot the other day and then rolled her ankle. So we weren't real sure what we were going to get from Taylor today, but she was extremely competitive today as another ball handler on the floor. Jordan McLean wrestled with ankle injuries coming back through, but she stayed consistent as a senior, working herself to get back. It just was difficult to move her into a lineup once, all the others were driving and gelling together. Asia Murray, typically if we press at 6'3", I put her on the front of it. And she runs everybody down, but Asia's my volleyball player that's getting ready to go to the University of Delaware to play. with a whole bunch of other Baltimore and PG County area kids that are there or that have been there. So I think we had a lot of contributions from Brianna Johnson as well. She's the coldest hot shooter I know. Brianna could sit a whole half and then don't say a shot that she didn't like. And sometimes maybe she'll miss one, but then here come the next two that she's hitting. So those two, I think we hit 3 threes back to back, and then Bree hit a dribble pull up, and that kind of opened up the gap a little bit for us. So I knew if we opened up a gap, they would have some confidence that would boost them a little bit and put us where we needed to be.
Last question.
Coach Kendall, just talk about how COVID affected you guys. You guys was ready to come to the semifinals of Towson back in 2020. It's a two-year anniversary, I think, now of
Almost.
everything. Yeah.
Yeah, last
Everything
night,
going on.
actually.
Wow, how about that, right?
Last night, actually. So, and then Monday, when we're taking all the masks off, that'll be the anniversary when they shut down the city.
Ladies, one question. I've been to your practice, I've been to your games, and I know how hard Coach Kendall can be on you. So I think it was well worth the.
Oh yeah. Absolutely. Oh yeah. I think they all might need one.
That's a good point, Phil. That's a good point.
Depending on the day that it is.
It's like for the players to have the big trophy. What did it feel like for you guys to win it? And know you're the first team in program history.
Program history, yes.
Amazing. Like, I'm so glad, like, just through everything that we've been through, I always knew that we would have a good ending to what we was going through the whole season. And we might have taken a couple losses, but that didn't really matter. We put them aside and just focus on the bigger thing, which is that over there.
Yeah.
So,
Yes.
And you top dog of the house now.
Don't let her dad hear that, okay?
Maxenberg on the wall. Right?
Yes.
I mean, to your credit with the question, this just makes it sweeter for those kids that played in 2020. Deja Towns, Cashay Wilson, Asia Petty, Kennedy, Karis, Jada, everybody that's playing somewhere else already. I got one missing. Tania, but Tania wasn't 2020. She was 21, and then she didn't get a season at all. So this kind of patches this with them. They all had good words, kind words. They all are always in their ear all the time. Separate texts, separate conversations, pushing them. And while they are at VCU, LSU, and being pushed by other people themselves, they are still reaching back, given what's important.
Kevin, one more question. Poly is your heart. What does it mean to finally bring a state championship to your alma mater? And secondly, Baltimore City hadn't won a championship in, I think, 12 or 13 years. You guys in Western are bringing titles back to Baltimore. What is all that? Just kind of summarize all that.
One, Falls Road and Cold Spring ain't the intersection where you want to play with people.
Hey now.
A lot of points going up on Falls Road. And Falls Road doing a little bit more points than what we do, but we're glad to be there with our sister school. They played an excellent game last night. Watch those young ladies grow up. But to look up across the court today and see all of the kids that, well, they women now, I guess, that played for me when I was 23. I've been doing this is my 20th season. So I have my first year on my bench helping me coach. I have my 10th year on my bench helping me coach. I have someone there that I play AAU with. And so it's just important that I'm doing this with all of my day ones. So it meant a lot to the program, and I know all of their sisters are going to be grateful and happy for everything that they did. They never know what day of practice you're going to get drop-ins.
So congratulations, Polly, on your championship.
Congratulations, ladies.
Thank you guys.
Let me take it real quick. We gotta get that good picture. No, I'm good.
Oh yeah, get the three. Get the three.
Hey, Breezy.
Oh man.
She like, no.
Need some adjustments?
Poly girls win the 3A title for the first time in school history.
There you go. I want that.
Al, don't just post Trent.
Oh boy.
You already posted Trent?
We're back, second half of the 4A boys title, Churchill and Eleanor Roosevelt.
This is Dye Sporting Network.